Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn. Hi, hello, welcome. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe so you guys can watch more videos like this. So today I have a book review for you guys, and this is the second book that I read this month. It's one of my TBR books that I mentioned in my TBR list for the month of January. So if you guys want to know what I'm reading, then keep on watching. So the book I'm going to be reviewing this month is called Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I cannot pronounce her last name, so sorry. But this book is old. It's actually published in 2017. I'm just getting around to it. For some reason, I don't know how I even came across this book that I was just like, I feel like reading it. I think I just randomly read the synopsis and I was like, this sounds interesting. So I'm gonna just read it. I started this book January 6th and finished January 20th. That's how long this book took me to freaking read. See, this book is very confusing. I feel like you need to really be into this book and really pay attention. I think there was only like 12 chapters, very short, 200 and something pages, but the chapters are super long. And the thing about this book is that it has multiple POVs, so you have the whole entire family's point of view, which is the two parents and the three siblings. I found this book interesting just because it has a point of view of how it was back then, being married into a different race or a different culture. And male dad, he is Chinese, I believe, and the mom is completely fully American white. And so you see that point of view of how they struggled as a couple and how they struggled as a marriage to overcome people's point of view of back then. And I think that was very interesting to see. I have spoilers for this book just because I feel like you can explain this book without having any spoilers in it. Start out from the very beginning. This is a Chinese American family that's living in a small town in Ohio in the 1970s. It starts off with you finding out that their oldest daughter Lydia actually died, and they're trying to figure out how she died or when she died or like who killed her or what happened. At first I thought it was like a mystery thriller, but it's not even that genre. It's more like, it's more than that. It's more about grief and overcoming things, to live with the situation, how to cope with it. So there's more to this book than you actually expect. So the parents are Marilyn and James Lee. James Lee is the Chinese part of this family. His family immigrated to America when he was very young. He went to school here. He actually went to a private school even though he went in a scholarship, and also because his parents actually worked at this private school, so they were able to get him into the school. At some point he was kind of embarrassed at the fact that he was Chinese because he was the only Chinese boy in this school. To be in a very private school with super rich people and super like all white people, like it's just very, it was hard for him to fit in, and he never had any friends. We kind of don't get a backstory of Marilyn. The only thing we do get from her is that her mom was a single parent, a teacher at her high school. She wanted to be more independent. The mindset was that if you're as a woman, you were just supposed to have kids and take care of the house and cook and all that. So she didn't want that for herself. She wanted to be a doctor so badly. My mom was very adamant on, like, you know, you're gonna become a wife, you're gonna have kids, you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom and all that. And she did not want that. She wanted to be outside of the box. She didn't want to be like her mom. Now when she went to college, she met this man who was super young, very overachiever, assistant to the professor. That was James Lee. So that's how they met. She was in his class. He ended up having a thing for her and he was very into her, and so was she. They had a thing. She was still going to school. He was still being the professor or the assistant of the professor. I really don't remember what he was. Eventually she got pregnant at some point during that time. It was actually her last year of university before she had to go into like pre-med or something. It kind of caused a situation on that. And he had just graduated as well, and he was looking for a professor position in the school that he wanted. I think like even Harvard or something, and he didn't get it. So it was very confusing. She had to hold back on that. She was kind of like, oh crap, you know, like it's happening, like everything that my mom said was gonna happen, you know, it's happening, and she didn't want that. So she was all like, okay, well, I'll just have her, you know, like I'll go back to school right after having her, and like no big deal, nothing's gonna happen. Both of their dreams kind of went down, and although James did continue being a professor, years passed where like Marilyn couldn't end up going back to school because right after they ended up having another kid. Life happened basically to them that they just couldn't do it. So they're those parents that are like pushed their daughter Lydia to pursue their dreams. Lydia was always the perfect child, always got straight A's, she always was a goody two shoes, she never did anything bad, she always said yes to what her parents said. But the reason why she would say yes was because her mom at some point had a mental breakdown, I guess you could say. Left them. She basically abandoned her husband, abandoned her kids. She left because she really wanted to pursue become a doctor, and so she's like, I can't do it with having a family and having to take care of them, having to cook every single day for you guys. Like, it just wasn't working out for her, and so she had a breakdown. She left. She booked it. She left them behind and was like, you guys could eat cereal for the rest of the week. I think she left for like 3 months. It was so sad. And Lydia even explained that while that happened, she felt like her mom didn't want her. Mom did come back 3 months later because she was in a car accident. The dad didn't actually know where she was at. She never told anyone where she went. But that's when she found out that she was actually pregnant with their third child. So she had to come back, and she basically gave up on her life, and she was just like, you know what? My mom was right. Like, my life is just meant to have kids and just be a stay-at-home mom, basically. And so she gave up on her dreams. But while giving up on her dreams, she made her dreams go to Lydia, and Lydia was so scared to say no to her mom because she thought that she was going to leave again. So she just decided to say yes to her. They pushed her every day to have her homework done, have straight A's, to make friends, to make sure that she always looked nice and was always kind to people. And the dad would push her to be kind to people and to make sure she always had friends, because the dad never had friends growing up. They thought they knew her. In reality, they really did not know her at all. And her brother would always protect her. He would always change the subject when the mom was pressuring her to do things that she didn't want to do. Her brother, years later, got into Harvard, and she was so jealous at the fact that he was going to be able to leave and that he was able to go and live his life, and she wasn't going to be able to because she still had a whole other year to finish school. Actually hid his acceptance letter to Harvard, and so she hid it. She was so mad and so jealous that their neighbor actually came to the house and gave him his second acceptance letters. At some point it tells you that her brother and that neighbor don't actually get along for some reason. He comes to find out that the sister was actually the one who hid the letter, and he got so mad and so upset that he stopped protecting her. He stopped defending her with the mom. He stopped changing the conversations. He let her get all the heat every time the mom came after her for not being perfect. And so it just complicated her life more, because now she felt that not also did her parents not like let her be who she wanted to be, but now it was her brother gave up on her, basically. So their little sister, unfortunately, was, they very clearly make it seem like she was a mistake, like she was definitely an accident. They don't show her much in the story like they do, but it's all very sad. For starters, her room is in the attic where you can't hear anything or see anything. No one ever really talks to her. They never like try to persuade her to do anything. They don't hang out with her, you know, like they always tell her like, you know, you're annoying, like leave us alone. Even the parents, they're not very like happy to have her. They're just more like she's just there, basically. So when she explains her story and her like point of view, it's always very sad of her. She sees them and she wants to communicate with them, but she knows that they're not going to return the hugs or the kisses or the conversation that she wants to have with them. So she just kind of pushes herself away from them and she just leaves, basically. The story goes back and forth until from that point of when they find out that Lydia dies, and like backstories and how everything, every little decision that they made in life leads to the point of where Lydia actually dies. Lydia basically died at a lake right next to their house, like a lake, kind of like a pond, and she doesn't know how to swim. Not until the very end that you actually know that it was an accident and that she was actually going to try to change herself. She was actually gonna like own up to the situation and tell her parents that she just did not want to become a doctor, that she actually had no friends, that, you know, that she started smoking. She was actually reflecting on her life. She went on this little, I guess a little boat or whatever, and she tipped over and she got stuck, I believe, and she couldn't go back up and she ended up drowning. And so it was technically an accident. Back then they couldn't figure things out as to like if it was a murder or what it was, because obviously technology back then wasn't that big how it is now. So it was very hard for them to figure it out. So they ruled it as that it was actually suicide. The mom couldn't take that as an answer. The dad was like, okay, I give up, like whatever, it is what it is. Then you really need to like sit down and read and understand, because you see the grieving point of them and how the parents thought they knew her, but in reality they didn't know her at all. She was going through a hard time. She was actually failing classes. That she did decide that she was gonna change everything. She was gonna go back to like studying and all that. Like, she accidentally killed herself. That's honestly most of the story for this one. Gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars, and it's even more interesting because they have so many questions that are unanswered and they're never gonna get answers to. I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. If you guys read it, know down below what you guys thought about this book. Forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.